Hello, everyone. My name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. Here we are at review 460, and we're back with Our Lady Peace. Okay, so if you're one of my regular viewers, you know I'm not a huge Our Lady Peace fan. Respect, Canadian band, appreciation. Just, not my thing necessarily so much. But this album was also produced by a legendary Canadian producer who I am a big fan of and I've talked about before. And no, it's not Bob Ezrin. That would have been cool. It is a Bob, though, and it's Bob Rock. I talked about Bob Rock when he produced Metallica's Load, Reload. I think I did Saint Anger. I have to go back and check that. Oh, that's a good question. Anyways, not where I'm going with this. Where I am going with this is I actually kind of enjoyed this album, and it's kind of funny because I had an empty case for this floating around forever. There was a brief period where my former sister-in-law lived with me, and she had bought this album, and when she left, she took the album with, but left the case. So I had an empty case for Gravity from Our Lady Peace sitting around forever. And I think I ended up using it to replace a case that broke. And then I somehow ended up with the actual CD back in my collection. I don't know where it came from, but we're going to talk about this. All right. First off, I like this album playing as a whole from beginning to end the whole way through, but not every song on this album is a song that I think is a winner. I think it is a very well put together, very well structured album. I think the timing is paced very well. I think the songs are placed very well. My normal complaints would stand as usual. Rainn Wilson. Wait, is it Rainn Wilson? I know Rain's right. The vocalist dude. Oh man, where is the names? Sorry, Rain Maida Wilson. Oh, that's the dude from the show, right? Okay. So Rain Maida, vocals sometimes get a little much for me, but still much better than the earlier stuff. And then we got, what is it, Duncan Coots, Jeremy, that's bass, drums is Jeremy Tagger, and guitars is Steve Mazur. Okay. It's still an Our Lady Peace album, okay? No matter how you want to look at it, it is still an Our Lady Peace album. Thoughtful, insightful lyrics, well written choruses, music that is diverse, a little bit too somber at times for me, but not that much on this album, actually. I'll get into this now. Let's go into the music. Okay, so All For You opens up the album. Really good way to open the album. Really surprising way to open up the album because this is definitely not a suck you in and get you going kind of track. It does in its own little backwards kind of way. It's weird to start an album off with a song that almost has like a negative kind of vibe to it, or a musical overtone that isn't joyous or triumphant or something that, get you up, get you going. This kind of goes the opposite way. It kind of draws you and sucks you, black holes you almost. Do you like it? Okay. That's the song title track too. Do you like it? Okay. Somewhere Out There, good tune as well. Now here's the thing. I really tried to remember which songs it was I really liked on here without taking notes. And Do You Like It is a decent tune. I enjoy it. Somewhere Out There, really good song. but I don't have notes. Couldn't tell you much more than that. I just really enjoyed it. Innocent. This one, man, I remember this one getting a lot of radio play. We are all innocent. Or I should say a lot of video play. Good tune. It is Rain doing those vocals that kind of bug me some points on there, but it's a good song. I like the song's really kind of somberish musically. Well, the lyrics are still kind of very positive and uplifting. It's an interesting juxtaposition between the two. Made of Steel. This one's a good one lyrically. I kind of dig this one lyrically. Um, you know, basically saying, you can tell me what I'm not made of steel, but you can tell me whatever you want, and I'll hold it. You know, it. I like it because one of the nicknames I used to have a million years ago was the Vault, because you could tell me anything and I would just hold on to it and I wouldn't say anything ever. Period. End of story. That changed over the years a little bit, but that's because I got tired of covering for people over the years. There were people that abused my Vault generosity over the years, so I stopped doing it. Um, if I have to use the Vault, you better have a damn good reason for it. Uh, and Made of Steel is that you have a damn good reason for it. Not enough. Good tune, actually. Really kind of dig this one. Got into it. It's a good. Once again, the flow in here is really good, so it's kind of nice the way it goes. Sell My Soul. Like all the albums playing. You know. Sorry. Sell My Soul and Sorry are probably. I think Sell My Soul is kind of where the album kind of dips a little for me. A little. Not a lot. But it dips in the same way that like Reload dips in the back half of the album, kind of thing. Not that any of the songs are bad, they're just you've already heard it. Sorry, same thing. Sorry is very reminiscent of very early Our Lady Peace to me. Stuff I've already covered, kind of deal. Especially the first album I covered there, which I cannot remember the name of. Let's see, do I have it here? Clumsy, was it? Yeah, Clumsy. It reminds me a lot of the Clumsy album, right? That's the name of that album. Yeah, Clumsy, that one. It's kind of the benefit of doing this right in front of my CDs now. I can just grab the CDs. Don't have notes, but I got CDs to reference right away. So Clumsy, Sorry definitely reminds me of something off Clumsy. Bring Back the Sun. I enjoyed this song. I really, this was another song I really kind of enjoyed. Dug it, got into it. Reminds me a lot. Reminds me a lot of, I don't know, I kind of want to say Typo Negative, but that's the wrong, uh, yeah, it's the wrong vibe. Maybe, yeah, no, I'm not sure, man. Like there's parts about it that definitely have that gothy kind of vibe to it, but not really at the same time. It's weird. And then the album finishes with a story about a girl. Um, I wouldn't have finished the album with this song only because it's not much of a like. It's a decent enough song. It's not bad or anything like that. It's just not. It doesn't stand out enough for me to close the album on. It doesn't leave me wanting to come back for more. It's just like, okay, the album's done. Let's go grab something else and put it in. The whole way around, would I recommend this album? Yeah, I mean, maybe. It's a tough call, honestly. The thing is, if you're a hard rock heavy metal fan, nah, I'm not recommending this one. If you're into alternative, if you're into even some folksier stuff, a little bit, like this one kind of walks this weird line. It definitely is a Bob Rock album without a doubt, man. I can feel Bob Rock all over it. I think it really helps with how much I enjoy this album, why I enjoy it from beginning to end. The dude knew what he knows what he's doing, knew what he was doing. Always said that he was one of those guys I would love to have worked with when I was working with my original band, and we were recording and demoing and all that other stuff. I talking about who I always wanted to work with, stuff like that. Bob Rock was always like high on my list, and it was because of stuff like this. The guy was great, man. This band really can write some really great music. It's just a little more mellow for me. That's what it is. I don't want stuff that's necessarily this mellow. This would be like a Sunday afternoon album for me. That's how I'd put it. I've referred to Sunday afternoon albums in the past. That's what this is to me. It's a Sunday afternoon album. A little bit after you've woken up, you wake up with a little Christa, maybe a little. Then you go into maybe a little David Bowie. Then you get into some Our Lady Peace, maybe, just to kind of mix it up a little bit, get a little heavier but not too heavy. Maybe put a little Jewel in there first, then go to Our Lady Peace. After Our Lady Peace, you can maybe go to, if you want to keep it Canadian, maybe go to a little Biff Naked. I've covered some Biff Naked. After Biff, you're into just getting heavier and heavier. You're good to go. And then it's dinner time. And then it's family time and all that other fun stuff. So yeah, that's Sunday. Okay, folks, that's it. Let me know what you think. That's what the comments are for. On your way down, you'll see in the descriptions that there's a link for the TWA, which is Trampoline Wrestling Association. Please check that out. It's a really great time. Season 2 is coming soon, if depending on when you're watching this, or it's already out. Sorry, guys. There's a link also to the Howling Odyssey, which is where all my music endeavors go, and there is a link to my Patreon, which is where you can download and have access to my stuff with a nice little fee. All right, folks. Outside of that, thanks for watching. Peace, love, take care. Hit the like button, subscribe button, and bell for notifications.